Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a different kind of video, as you can tell probably from the description of this video. Today is going to be for a very dear friend and someone who I'm sure you are all familiar with in our mukbang community. This is going to be for Jen is Always Hungry and her husband Chris. If you haven't heard or do not know, her husband Chris on April 4th had a horrible car accident on his way to work. His car flipped off the road and he suffered multiple cuts, scrapes. He dislocated one hip. He fractured the other hip. He had a fracture in his skull close to his eye. The biggest of all, he suffered a brain bleed. He was in ICU in a hospital in Texas where they live. They moved him back to their hometown in Victoria, and where he has been making progress. And she's currently trying to get him moved to a more specialized rehab facility in Houston. And he's doing physical therapy, he's doing speech therapy. They're working very well with him, and he's making small improvements. And I'm doing this video with permission from Jen, and with her permission as well, I will be including some pictures from the accident. And when I was speaking to Jen, I talked to her. I try to talk to her almost every day. I try not to bother her because she is being allowed to be there at the rehab facility in Victoria where he is at. Thank God. And with all of your prayers and my prayers as well, he is making small improvements, which is absolutely wonderful. I asked her what her favorite cookie was, and there was a method to my madness in doing so. Shipping things is very hard. To ship a cake, you have to put dry ice, you have to make sure, all of these things. Cookies is a very simple, easy thing to ship. So I wanted to know what her favorite cookie was, and I'm expecting a sugar cookie, a chocolate chip cookie, velvet, whatnot. And she shoots back to me something that's called Laura Bush's Cowboy cookie. And my response to her immediately was Laura Bush, as in like Bush, George Bush. And she laughed and she said yeah, and I was like Now I live in the South, but I've never heard, obviously never made, but Texas, I'm sure that's huge, popular cookie. And so she shot me the recipe and whatnot, and I am like, dear Lord Almighty, you might as well call it the freaking goddamn kitchen sink cookie. What the fuck? So I also asked her this, obviously, because I wanted to send her these. Not only will my prayers and thoughts continue for Chris and her as well, and I keep telling her that I'm sending her prayers, and she wants them for Chris. And I told her, I don't know if any of you know or I ever said this, but before I became disabled, I worked in the medical field. I was a medical assistant phlebotomist in the ER. And working with patients who are ill. I worked in the ICU as well. Those patients, I know from my perspective, are being taken care of. I know Chris he has a medical staff, the doctors and nurses who are taking care of Jen. Thankfully is being able to be with her. But I look at the family members who are there, and most time than not, the family members who are going to need the most support in these times, because sometimes they're hurting more than the patients, because they have to just sit there and see their loved ones who are hurting and can't do anything. So I wanted to make these and send them to her. I'm not sure. Chris might be able to get to have one. I hope so. But yeah, this is why I wanted to do this. Bring light to Chris. And also, when I was speaking to Jen, I asked her if she had created a GoFundMe. And bless her heart, she said, "Can I? Even though we have insurance?" And I said, "Oh, hell yeah, you can, girlfriend. Hell yeah, you can." So I kind of walked her through on how to do it, because I know my niece, before she passed, got to have one created for her and my sister and her family who needed it. I said, "Girl, you need it." Even though we are all in tough times, you know, there are some people who can donate whatever. I know my husband has been laid off for 3 weeks. My Social Security only covers our rent, but fuck, I'm donating. I've donated, and I will continue to donate when we can, because she will also need that financial support during this time too. So hell yeah. And I'm also going to link the GoFundMe in the description box, and also post a picture at the end of this video of the GoFundMe for Chris. It's called Chris's Road to Recovery. And so I will ask if any of you can please donate whatever you can. I know we are all in a very hard time as we are, but I know that will help Chris and help Jen as much as she needs it to. And I know Kristen, Sauce Queen, has also brought light to her, and they are like sisters. You guys, if you have not seen the video where she talks about this, please go watch it, because it will have you rolling. Not to make light of Chris's situation, but the story she tells about the night her and Jen were talking, oh my god, had me in stitches. But anyway, not to keep rambling on and on, but Jen, my prayers are endless for Chris and for you as well. Thank you for allowing me to do this video, and I hope these cookies do you justice, because I've never done these. I hope I make them correctly. But let's get over here to the stove. Let's get into these. A lot of ingredients, but they look phenomenal, and I can't wait to make these for you, Chris and Jen, and I can't wait for you to get them. So let's pop over here and let's get into this. Okay, starting over here, I have some chopped pecans. I have some salt, baking powder, baking soda, light brown sugar packed, flour, some ground cinnamon, sugar, rolled oats, eggs, chocolate chips, some coconut, and over here I have some 2 ginormous baking sheets lined with parchment paper, and some buddies, and just a few things to help keep down the parchment paper for the moment, otherwise it would roll up, and some cooling racks, my timer, and our oven's going to be preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to get my stand mixer out. You can use a bowl and a hand mixer as well, that's fine. And then we will get into this recipe. Y'all, I forgot about the dang butter. You're gonna need, yes, 3 sticks. 3 sticks of butter. My kind of recipe, y'all. Let's Paula Deen this bitch. Okay, so grab your whisk, flour, baking powder, baking soda. This tends to kind of stick. And we don't waste no shit. Plop that in there. Grab your silt. Bob's your uncle. Your cinnamon. Ooh, look at that powder. Yes, I just did sniff the cinnamon powder dust. Why? Because it's heaven. Duh. Who doesn't sniff their cinnamon powder? God. Alright. Plop that. Give her a good mixy mix. Now, very, very, very important. Whenever you're adding a leavening agent to your flour, i.e. baking powder, baking soda, mix it very well. Because if you get pockets of either or in your flour and it's not mixed, you will get uneven rising in your cookies or cake. So, yeah, little tidbit. See, I know something about something. May not be much, but who knows? I don't. Now, for your butter. Butter needs to be room temp. I took my butter out last night because I love to have my butter as room temp as possible. And what I do is I take all my butter, or cream cheese, this goes for cream cheese as well. I pop it on a plate like you saw, and I put it in my microwave. That way I just, well, number one, I have cats, so, you know, don't need them getting on it. So I plop it in the microwave and leave it overnight, and it's perfect. Okay, we are all good for the first part. Okay, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Anyway, plop that over to the side, and then we will move over to our stand mixer or bowl with the hand whisk, whichever, you know, your preference. Do you? Okay, so now we have our stand mixer. And we have our dry ingredients off to the side. We have all 3 of our sticks of butter in the bottom of our saucepan with our paddle attachment. And we are going to whip this up until it is light and not fluffy, people. It's not freaking fluffy, it's just soft. So, stick her down, let her go for what I like to do is about 3 to 5 minutes. So, then we will come back and add our sugars. Okay, so once the sugar is nice, very pale, light, and creamy, we're going to add both sugars, so that's going to include our white granulated sugar and my favorite, light brown sugar. I don't know if y'all are like this too, but I get super excited when any recipe calls for brown sugar because I love the feel of it. It reminds me of like that wet sand stuff. So I like to just like, I know I could just plop it in here and that would be fun too, but I like to grab it and just like sprinkle it. But that also does have a purpose too, because when you are doing packed light brown sugar, you will get clumps of it. So that way I can roll it through my fingers and make sure that it's all broken up and nice and you don't get the clumps in it. So yes, I do like the feel of it, and it does give me a chance to play with it a little more, but it does break it up. So I'm going to pop all this in here, and I'm going to mix it for another 2 minutes, and then we'll come back to add in our eggs. Okay, so now that our butter and our sugars are beautifully mixed together, and they look absolutely wonderful, always, like I say, whenever you're baking and using a stand mixer, make sure to stop in between and scrape down your bowl as well as your paddle attachment. Never fails. Everything gets stuck on the bottom, in between, whatever. So now we're going to mix our huevos, all 3, and we are going to do what we always do. We are going to add one at a time and mix thoroughly between each addition, and then we shall return. Okay, so our eggs are fully incorporated. I don't know if you guys can see how beautiful that is. Look how creamy and silky that is. Oh, I love it when things come together, don't you? So now we're going to add in our vanilla, another ingredient that my dumbass forgot because I don't know. So I am using my Madagascar vanilla bean paste. Like I said, when it comes to this, I am a bit of a bougie bitch, if you will say. I will say, I can say it, go ahead and say it, I don't care. If you don't have this, you can always use vanilla extract. This is just one of those ingredients, guys, that I don't like to skimp on in any of my baking recipes, only because, now, obviously I don't get to taste any of these, but ever since I started using it years ago, I noticed that a lot of people knew that there was a difference between, you know, regular chocolate chip cookies that I put it in or cake recipes that I put it in. They noticed a huge difference in the vanilla taste, if you will. So it is kind of pricey. This little thing did cost $20, but let me tell you this. I wait until I get coupons in my email from Michael's where you can do 50% off one thing. So it is still $10, but for me, I'll splurge on that one thing. So I'm going to mix this, and then we are going to turn our attention to our dry ingredients, bring them over, and incorporate those. Okay, so I grabbed my bowl with all my dry ingredients that we mixed very well. And I'm just gonna grab a little measuring cup and I'm gonna scoop that out, because what that will do is it will allow me to not get it everywhere as I'm pouring it in. And I'm gonna gradually incorporate this. And when I get to the end, then I'll just do it the rest by hand, because I do not want to over mix this batter, if you will. And then we'll be back. Okay, so at this point, we are all mixed and absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So, I have, off to the side of me, where are we at? There we are. I grabbed our oats, pecans, chocolate chips, and our coconut. We are going to put them all in here, and we are going to gently mix them because we don't want to overwork the gluten in here. So we're going to mix those in gently, and then we are going to grab our prepared pans, bring them over, and we are going to splop them on there. Yes, I said splop. It's a word, damn it. Look it up. Lord, have mercy on my soul. Does Lord Bush have guns like muscles the size of Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because let me tell you, it takes muscles to stir all of that crap in there. And let me, God damn it, look at that. And let me tell you, this weight, I kid you not, I can go by my scale. I bet you this weighs about 6 pounds. 6 freaking pounds. This is the heaviest cookie dough I have ever made in my life. Now, oh, it says that these cookies are approximately a 1/4 cup each. A 1/4 cup each, y'all. That's why I'm using my large cookie scoop. Now, it says that they're also going to spread quite largely. These are supposed to be like monster mega cookies. I mean, it is Texas, for heaven's sakes. Jen, you picked the monster of all cookies. Good for you, sister. Good for you. So, I don't know how many approximately I'm going to get on my giant monster cookie sheet, but I'm probably only going to do, I mean, on this cookie sheet for a normal cookie recipe, I would get probably 4 or 5 across and then 5 rows. So I probably get about 20, 22 per cookie sheet, but I may only get maybe 10 on this cookie sheet, y'all. So I'm going to scoop some out here and see what we got, what we're working with here, and then we'll be back. You know, I lied. I lied to myself. I lied to you guys. 6. These things are huge. I mean, freaking huge. Wow. Look at those. Aren't those stunning? Wow. Okay, so I have another sheet. So I will be able to bake 12. And it says 17 to 20 minutes for these cookies, guys. Wow. I'm going to go on the lower end. I'm going to start only at 17 minutes with these guys. And then see what they come out looking like. Okay, y'all. This is part of my second batch. And I just want to show you some of my first batch. The ones on the bottom rack. Here at the bottom. The top looks great, but the bottoms are all burnt. So this is kind of where you have to watch your oven in certain recipes. Mine, like I said before, does run really hot. So even though I did the 17, which was the lower range, the bottom rack happened to look like that. The top rack ones turned out absolutely phenomenal looking. And y'all, these are giant fucking cookies. Can you see the size of that? You can't even see my goddamn hand. But they're beautiful, and the bottoms are beautiful. Stunning. So I'm on my second batch of 12 cookies. Here's one set. The other ones looked beautiful too. Look at that, guys. I'm sitting down. Taking a rest. So, I did want to take a second to chat with you guys. And let you know, obviously, this video is to send out my love and my prayers, my thoughts to Chris, and let you guys know that I am going to be inserting some photos here, and I am doing this fully with Jen's permission, and also going to be linking, like I said before, the GoFundMe page for Chris. And I do know that we are all going through hard times right now, but anything will help Chris and Jen. And just let you know, Jen, that I love you dearly. You are such a good friend, and I hope you like these. I hope they turn out like what you've had in the past, or come close to. Super nervous. I always get nervous when I'm trying to recreate something that somebody has had and is nostalgic to them. And this definitely is one of those. Hats off to Laura Bush. Jesus Christ, #1, you married a George. Am I right? Don't come for me. Yeah, so I got a super cute tin, and I'm going to put these in them, and hopefully they make them okay, because you never know, it's a post office. God damn it. Anyway, and then, yeah, just send your prayers, and you know, I let Jen know that I donated, and it wasn't a super huge donation, and her response was, you didn't have to, all I need is your prayers, and just the sweetest thing, I swear. And I knew that. But this is just another way, because not only are our prayers wonderful in numbers, obviously, because for him to make it out of the pictures you just saw that I showed you, #1, with no surgery on any of his fractures, any of his injuries, no surgery, to be here still with us. I told her, I said, who in the hell is his guardian angel? Oh my Lord. Wow. It is one of the biggest blessings ever. But, you know, all of the things that you don't think about that you're going to need, as far as emotional support, and all the little things that she's gonna need. You know, he has his meals in the hospital, but what about her meals? You know, I know when I'm in the hospital and my husband stays with me, they don't tend to his meals. You know, they say, go downstairs to the cafeteria. Do you know how expensive cafeteria meals are in the hospital? Good Lord Almighty. Can you really give the spouses, I mean, you know, don't give the freaking cousins, nieces, aunts, whatever, but the spouses, or even, you know, the children, give them a meal ticket, because you know they're going to need it, especially for the spouses who are going to have to stay overnight. I mean, give them a meal ticket. So you know, anything that we can do to support Chris and Jen, I felt the need to do this. And so Jen, I just wanted to do this for you, knowing that I know you don't want this, you know, big thing for you, all of it to be for Chris, and it is. This is all for Chris. But then also you, honey. You know, you need the love and support too during this really hard time. So I hope you get to enjoy these. And everyone, please just go spam all of her social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you can. And I don't ask, but if you could please share this video all over your social medias. Just share, for the simple fact that all of her links are going to be in this video, and Chris's GoFundMe is going to be in this video too. So please just do what you can and just share and share and share. all of your prayers, all of your love and everything. And I'm also gonna link her P.O. box, put a picture here right now, and then also put it in the description box too if you want to send a card, let her know that you're thinking of her, and also Chris, and you know, maybe we could get those cards like put up all over his room. I think that would be really cool, don't you? I think he would like that. So if we get like cards everywhere. You know, I know flowers and balloons aren't really a thing, but I don't know what their rules or regulations are against cards being in the room. I don't think that might be an issue, but I think that would be really cool too, sending cards to him and letting him know just how many of us are thinking of him, and letting him know that we all love him and want him to get better really soon. So, yeah, that's the only thing that I kind of just wanted to interlude this video with, and thank you guys for all of your love and support on this channel too. So yeah, we'll get back to our regular session with these cookies. Check it out, guys. Look at, I was only able to fit 3 on there. That's insane. I want to tilt them off so they can fall, but that's amazing. So, Jen, I hope you enjoy. I hope they're what you remember, you like, and you love, or maybe they're different. They could be different. A few of them could be different because maybe I added something different to the last couple. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. So, thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and please, like I said, share this with everyone. Send Chris all your love, your thoughts, your prayers, and yeah, I will leave everything in the description box below. I will leave a picture of Chris's GoFundMe at the end of this video as well. Again, along with Jen and Chris's P.O. box too. So Jen, I love you. I love Chris. Please give him a big hug for me and tell him that I'm thinking of him. And from my kitchen to yours and your mailbox. Mwah.